Happy 42 months, Rob. The Celtics fans are celebrating, saying, "Hail Hitler," and goose stepping in downtown Boston.
Two, check. Two, hello, check. Let's not even address the NBA Finals, you know? I hate seeing Boston fans happy, that's it. There's no other way to get around it. The team is not even that unlikable. You know, there's a part of me that's like begrudgingly happy for some of the guys on the Boston Celtics team. I don't want to talk about it and think about it anymore, though. Another nice shirt. Thank you, Duke. And thank you for the comments on my shirt, everybody. This is part of my ongoing rebrand as a Instagram shirt guy. I'm a guy that goes on Instagram and gets targeted ads about loud shirts, and I purchase them. That's what I do now. I'm one of those guys. And it's hot. It's hot. It's a big heat wave. There's a heat wave right now in Montreal. So far, it doesn't feel unbearable. It doesn't feel unbearable so far. It's definitely warm. I am taking precautions. The next couple of days are going to be really key for me while I figure out whether I can survive without AC. Because I've talked about it before, I don't have AC. I don't have great windows to install an AC unit. You know, I've got a wind tunnel. I got fans. I got cold drinks, cold water. I have the most middle-aged man-coded thing that I've done recently because I get pain in my feet and my ankles a lot and a lot of swelling as well. So I got a little foot bath. I got a little foot bath from Amazon, which I fill with ice water, which is quite nice. I might use it while we're doing the stream today. I very well might. Because it's nice. Last night I was drinking ice cold water and watching the basketball game with my foot in my foot ice bath. It was very nice. Very luxurious. And Kijiji, thanks for the 42 months tier 1. I appreciate it. It was a disappointing conference final and final after a really exciting first and second round. A little disappointing, the rest of the playoffs. Thank you, Husker. Hello. Perfect. I love Stephen LeBron. Perfect end to the Zero Aura NBA Finals. I didn't watch any of it. About halfway through the fourth quarter, I just turned the game off. I didn't look at any of the... No, I don't want to play the clip. I didn't look at any of this stuff. Okay, St. Lotus, just because you sent it, I'm going to play it. I have not looked at any... I didn't look at any of the trophy presentations. I didn't look at any of it. I didn't want anything to do with it. Not this. That's you. Perfect end of the Zero Aura NBA Finals.
A surreal feeling. It's a surreal feeling. We did it. We did it! It's a...
I feel that feels a little forced to me from Tatum. And then listen, I don't hate Tatum. I am disappointed that he's now an NBA champion. That felt a little forced to me. That was Dollar Store Kevin Garnett. Exactly. You know he was planning that out. Come on, Jason. We see what you're doing. We see what you're doing. Love how every year Europeans need to be big babies about how North American sports leagues calling themselves world champions. There was even a community note on Twitter about it. Like, I think that's quite silly, honestly. I think that's really silly. Like, it's obviously the premier basketball league in the world. There's not another basketball league. There's plenty of basketball leagues in Australia and Eastern Europe and Turkey and all over the place, China. There's plenty of professional basketball leagues. The NBA is very obviously the foremost professional basketball league in the world, where all the best players in the world go to play. Yes, it takes place in America. It's hosted in America. But it's obviously the premier basketball league in the world with the best players from around the world, not just Americans. Right? The NBA MVP is a Latvian guy. So, like, yes, they're the world champions. Like, they very clearly are. And I don't like it. I don't have to like it. You don't have to like it, but that is true. Happy Al Horford got a title. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, this team is not that unlikable. He was instrumental too. I don't like the Celtics. I don't like their fans. And I didn't watch it. I didn't watch any of that stuff. I'm going to quickly scarf down my lunch. Don't mind me. What's for lunch? I just very quickly. I've not been being very good about keeping my stuff stocked. So this is just something I whipped up in like 5 minutes. Just very quickly fried an egg. I had some leftover rice, reheated that, added the remainder of the kimchi that I had. Fried egg, some sesame seeds, mayo, a little splash of sesame oil, and that's all. Took about 5 minutes to put it together. My pantry's having supply chain issues. It's the Houthis. The Houthis are obstructing my beverage loadout. Those damn Houthis. Okay. There we go. All done. I fire back one of these bad boys as well. Chin chin. Another Rain Energy Total Body Fuel Cherry Limeade. Ice cold. Gonna interact with the spicy kimchi that I just ate very nicely. Oh boy. Did you see the thing about the IDF Israeli intelligence knowing all about October 7th raid ahead of time? I did see the report on that, definitely. I didn't look at it because I saved it to look at today. But yeah. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Kind of interesting. Interesting development. Apparently we get lectured over and over that Israel is the only place in the world that Jews are safe. We get lectured over and over about how it's the only place that Jews are safe. From all the way going up to the President of the United States will say this. And meanwhile, they put people as basically a line of defense around this open-air prison. They look the other way while this operation is getting planned and carried out. And then they kill their own people on the same day as well, at the same time, which I'm sure if there was kind of foreknowledge of this, I'm sure that that was part of the whole plan as well. And so I imagine all the stories that started being shared that day. I have no doubt that those were, if there was foreknowledge of this, the horror stories were ready to go. They were absolutely ready to go as soon as shit started popping off. Always hard to pick between malice and incompetence with the IDF. As we've seen with the Western security state and the intelligence community, often the malice and the incompetence go hand in hand. It's a feature. The incompetence is a feature, not a bug. There's a whole lot of like, whoops, what? Oh man, oh man. Looks like we let this terrible tragedy unfold by accident. I guess we'll just have to do genocide over it. I think a lot about 9/11, you know? Then that element of that. You know, we've talked about it before. Oh, man, oh, shucks. Oh, shucks. They did 9/11 to us. Well, I guess we'll just have to fire up the old military-industrial complex again. No, nothing for it. Like September 10th, 2001, they're just like, you know, we defeated the Soviet Union. We don't have like an enemy anymore. We have no reason to be manufacturing all these weapons and bombs. If only something could happen. If only something could happen that would give us the excuse to use all these toys and to fire up the money printer again, going right to the weapons contractors. If only something could happen. And then the next day it's like, oh, wow, look at that. Wouldn't you know it? We messed this one up. We really bungled this one. We really bungled this one good. Looks like these guys who we found out are like Saudi nationals that have contact with the intelligence agency of our direct ally. Looks like they did some terrorism to us. I guess we'll just have to fire up the old money printing machine. Start sending it to the weapons contractors again. Ah, golly gee whiz. Will you look at that? We really stepped in it this time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm joking, but I think the incompetence is part of it. It's a combination of malice and incompetence. Wouldn't you know it? That always seems to happen. The Northwoods playbook, exactly. Yeah, America's always backsliding into war. Ah, man. I don't disagree, but I think they're also high on their own supply. Well, I think this is what it comes down to with both America and Israel, is that there's different factions. There's not one intelligence community or one kind of like security state. It's this big nebulous blob with all these different factions and different things going on. Some of these factions are talking to each other. Some of them are hiding things from each other. Some of them like each other. Some of them don't like each other. And it just creates this like chaos. It creates this like naturally occurring chaos, which then they of course always seem to pounce on to justify what they all seem to want to do prior to that. I don't. We can look at this report later and try to draw some conclusions from it, though. Think about how many jobs were created because of 9/11. It's true. Think about that line. That line went up so fucking high, dude. Remember the whole thing? Like, oh, they hate us for our freedoms. You gotta go to the mall. Go out and buy stuff. Go shopping. That's the way you can... That's the... You should, won't let the terrorists win. We're not gonna let the terrorists win. Go out to the mall. Go out and buy stuff. That's how we... They hate our freedoms. They hate our freedoms, and the only way we can stick it to the terrorists. Go to the mall. American flag paper plates. Go buy a pie. That you should do. You should do that. They hate Spencer's gifts. I saw there were some pie purchases in the Discord. After the pie talk yesterday, there was multiple people in Discord going out to buy some pies. I didn't personally, but I'm glad others did. Oh. Slowly transitioning to a food influencer. Food and beverages, really. People were most worried that our strip malls would be attacked and we wouldn't be able to conduct our purchases. Exactly. That's the terrorist after the World Trade Center. That's the terrorist next target. The strip mall in like fucking Idaho, where you live, wherever it is. Wherever it is. This is where they're next. First the World Trade Center at the Pentagon, and next the Pine Oaks Mall in, Wyoming. I remember being in grade school that day thinking the CN Tower was going to be next. It was so funny when the Saudi Arabia threatened to do 9/11 to the CN Tower. God, I will never get over that. I will never get over Saudi Arabia publicly, openly threatening to do 9/11 to the CN Tower. Don't stick your nose in business that doesn't concern you, or something along those lines. You have to respect it. You know what I mean? You have to respect it. That's a bold move. That's a bold move to publicly threaten to do 9/11 to somebody. There's of course zero consequences. Absolutely. They should have posted the "I'll fucking do it again" meme. You know, you have to. You don't have to like it, but you damn well have to respect it, as the saying goes. It resulted in more groveling from the Canadian government. No, please don't threaten to do 9/11 to us. We're sorry. We're sorry. Please. Jihad me 3 times, won't get jihaded again. Man. Anyway, we can take a look at all this stuff. We're already diving into the crazy shit here. Like we can take a step back here. We can take a little step back. Thank you, Moist Towelettes. We didn't even talk about squibs yet. We didn't have our daily squib discourse. I know there's crazy stuff with the Khashoggi rabbit hole. It shows a lot, like how, you know, with everything that Saudi Arabia does and gets away with, like they were doing genocide themselves in Yemen for like many years, U.S. backed genocide, and didn't have any consequences for that, or like crucifying people or imprisoning or torturing human rights activists. It shows how Khashoggi was one of the guys, you know, from like the sort of like elite liberal establishment, that there was actually like pushback and actually somewhat consequences. Not really, but like the fact that it like led to any kind of condemnation at all shows how Khashoggi was like, it was one of the untouchables. It was one of the elites. That's right. Mediated self. We're talking about movie squibs. This is a pro squib community. Thank you, Risk and Verse. This is the last of my new silly shirts that I got. Like I said, I'm rebranding as a influencer, a Instagram shirt guy influencer. Lol, whatever, dog. We've been over this the last couple of days, but I'll tell you again. A squib is a little blood pack that you put on your body, you know, when you're trying to make an action movie or whatever, and someone shoots a gun with a blank, and then the pack explodes, which creates that effect of like someone getting shot. Often in movies now, they do this with CGI. Back in the day, it was all squibs, and it looked way better. And it was super cool. CGI blood is very whack. Hey, Mistress of Insanity. Favorite shirts so far? Okay, that's good information. The android in Alien was powered by cum. Yeah, the canonically, Ash in Alien had cum instead of blood. Really, wasn't really Ash from Alien wasn't even an android. He was just a big time edger. He was a big gooner and edger, and that's why he looked like that when they hit him and when they cut him open and stuff. It was just he was all backed up. That's the problem. He's not even a robot. He was not even a robot or an android. He was a big time edger, way too backed up. See, this is like...
How come the company sent us a goddamn robot?
All I can think of is they must have wanted the
This is the
alien for
danger
weapons
of
division.
too much edging.
He's been
This is what can
protecting
happen
it
to
right
you.
along. Parker, will you plug it in?
I don't know what.
Because he may know how to kill it.
This could happen to you. You get too backed up. See? Tragic. Tragic.
Ash, can you hear me? Ash!
Yes, I can hear you.
What was your special order?
Very unfortunate. Average TRRS viewer. This would look so much better if it was CGI instead of practical. For sure. You take an actor and you just like on green screen, you just take their head and just plop it down on the table. It would look way better. Anyway, don't let it happen to you. Okay, like I get that people are into the edging. You know, I don't want to tell people what to do. This could be what happens to you though if you get too backed up. The CGI comm always looks so fake. Oh my god. They don't make them like that anymore. I think edging is more about telling people what not to do. That is true. Yeah, that is true. Imagine that happening today with all the microplastics. That's it. Yeah, that's why it's not... They thought he was a robot. Really, he was just filled with cum and microplastics. This is what most human anatomy is going to look like in like 15, 20 years. Gotta feed a screenshot of that guy's head into the AI app and see what slop comes out. We really should. Well, we've gone way off the rails already. We have gone way off the rails already, folks. Those human evolution memes were just progressively more covered in cum. Did you talk? Yeah, we talked briefly about it, Dakadoon. I don't want to get too into it. I was, again, like I mentioned, I turned the game off halfway through the fourth quarter. I didn't watch any of the trophy presentation or any of that stuff. No podcasts, no sports media. I don't want anything to do with it. Just leave me out of this. Once we talk about it every day, it starts to become much more on the rails. That's right. I guess so. Yeah, that does make sense. The bad team won, unfortunately. The bad. Sometimes that's how sports is. That's how life is. You know, it's not a fairy tale. Sometimes the bad guys win, and that's unfortunately what happened this year as well. Like I was saying, we just like the first round and the second round of the playoffs were so cool and exciting, and just the conference finals and the finals were boring. It's just really disappointing that Denver couldn't seal the deal on the Wolves. And the Wolves deserved it. They played really well, but Denver couldn't seal the deal on the Wolves. They were up 20 in the third quarter in Game 7, and they blew it. And I think they probably would have gone on to the finals and beat the Celtics if they hadn't. The Wolves were like a uniquely bad matchup for them. The Wolves are like built to beat them specifically. And I think probably if they had made it to the conference finals, they would have gone to the finals and would have beat the Celtics. But we'll never know now. We will never know now. Until next year. Now we're in like weird sports no man's land. When does the NFL season start? I don't know how many more months do we have of no sports now, except like baseball. And it's not even like full season baseball, is it? The biggest sport on earth is having one of their largest tournaments. It's called the Euros. Is it coming home? Is it or is it not coming home? Preseason games start in August. This is a disaster. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I have no idea what I'm going to do with myself for the next, like, month. I do have a lot. Yeah, there's WNBA. There's World Cup. Season 1 Dragon Bullshit rewatch. That's true, yeah. I do have a lot of shows to watch. I have no shortage of stuff to look at. And I got all my backlog of like dad films, westerns, and war films. So there's no shortage of stuff for me to look at. I'm doing my Sopranos rewatch. I'm deep into season 5 of Sopranos. I definitely think I would like to do the Dragon Bullshit rewatch as well. I saw a tweet to this effect also, because like I'm sure there's going to be cool stuff in this season, but seeing, I think it was Patty Constantine in season 1 as King Viserys, seeing him like slowly deteriorate over the season was really great. He was absolutely fantastic in that. Leonard Cohen's Canadian. I had no idea. I had to listen to Everybody Knows real quick. He's from Montreal. He's a Montreal guy. I still haven't finished the most recent season of True Detective. Watched a few episodes and was into it. I liked it. I watched it. I quite enjoyed it. I do think that like this new season of True Detective, they kind of tried to shoehorn it into the True Detective universe, kind of somewhat unnecessarily, and may have been better just as its own standalone thing, but it was still quite enjoyable. The Bear season 3 starts as well. I can start getting stressed out over that.
You're gonna have good old Rob to talk you through all this.
2 years of slubbing to rib TRRS Sankara.
Sunny Sola, thank you for the 2 years. Resub at tier 2. Does anyone ever do a 2 like this? Pretty rarely, probably. Congratulations to you for the 24-month, 2-year TRRS Shimmering Golden Sub Badge. Mediated self. You must be new here. Over around these parts, we call them slubs. We call them slubs around these parts. You know, I feel bad for new community member Dimster, who who gifted a lot of subs last week and just did not appear on the sub leaderboard. I have no idea why that is. Dimster is a She-Bucks pass-through account. I'll take it. I will take it. I couldn't watch The Americans because something about it was too stressful to watch consistently. Yeah, I really liked The Americans a lot. I just never finished it. I think getting towards the ending, I just felt like it was getting too depressing. You know? When you see them, when it gets a little bit too far into the Soviet Union bad stuff. I liked being able to cheer for Elizabeth and Michael. Is it Michael? When they were just like Soviet agents, and you could just unapologetically cheer for them as the protagonists, you know? No, I didn't watch that show either, St. Lotus. I can't even remember what it's called. It's not the double agent. It's like the something. The something or other, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. The Thing. Move the thing! And the other thing! The Sympathizer. Did anyone see that? I don't know. I was kind of interested in it. I would be interested to know how anti-communist it was as well. Can we just have a show about a communist, subversive communist agent who's just the good guy, and there's no like moral quandary or moral dilemma or like shades of gray or like stuff about the Soviet Union or whatever? We can just like them and support them and just unapologetically be into that. Can we have that at least? Can we have one of those? Can we have one of those shows? I think it's Endor, but it's wrapped up in all the Star Wars machine. That's true, yeah. That is true. They smuggled it in under some Star Wars bullshit. They smuggled in that kind of message. Because Ameripigs can only understand these messages when it's told through some like space bullshit. That's the only way you can speak to these people. I'm sorry to my American friends. Canada as well. Canada pigs or whatever. You know, I don't. This is not a specifically American thing. It's a Western thing. I thought TRRS was that show. Well, yeah, it is. Pignadians. There we go. We just like explosions. We're a simple people. We're a simple nation of corn farmers. We can only understand these subversive political ideas if it's wrapped in some explosions and space bullshit. A simple nation of corn farmers. You have to make the bad guys British, or we won't understand. We don't get it. You ain't watching The Boys? I never finished season 3. I guess that's something I could get on as well. I could finish season 3 so I could get into the new episode. I really do wish, because someone mentioned The Bear a moment ago. I'm looking forward to the new season of that. I wish they would just release one episode at a time, though. I'm totally over this streaming model of releasing an entire season at one time. I don't like it. It totally takes away from the whole like communal aspect of watching these shows. I mean, I liked it, but the thing is, if you want to binge, I think you should just wait a couple weeks. You know? Because I like everyone experiencing an episode at roughly the same time and then everyone going online to talk about it and stuff. Like the whole last season of The Bear, I feel like if the one episode, the like Christmas episode with Jamie Lee Curtis and John Bernthal and like who else is in that? That whole episode, I feel like that would have led to all kinds of discourse and cool stuff online. The water cooler talk, that's right. Slowly reconstructing traditional TV without residuals and royalties. Exactly. We got to get rid of those pesky residuals and royalties. My wife loves to do the tear through the entire season as it comes out for like Virgin River or Bridgerton. I don't know how she does it. How do you process any story when you watch 12 episodes in a row? I can't. Maybe this is just like my own attention span or whatever. I cannot watch like more than 2 episodes of a show usually in a row. I'm just, by the end of it, I'm just ready to do something else, even if I like it. Yeah, I like the weekly episodes. And I do think The Bear gets hurt by its entire season at once release schedule. Anyway, I am looking forward to the new season of The Bear, though. Especially the last season of Bear was supposed to be a weeks-long build-up to the restaurant opening. Then I watched it all in 2 days. I know, it's like, I really just don't get this model. I don't know. I think it's definitely way, way superior to have these shows be released over a several-week span. So I guess that's it in the sports, in the dead zone. I got plenty of stuff to watch. I'm still making my way through MASH too. That's been like a multi-year project for me, getting through all of MASH. I'm on, I think, season 9 of MASH. That's my favorite that's my go-to nighttime show. I'm hanging out in bed at night, you get the fan, some MASH, maybe some phone scrolling at the same time. Ooh, baby. That's the good stuff. When COVID hit, I started watching WWF from January 96 because I was too young to appreciate the Attitude Era. I'm the home stretch now. I'm about to start January 2021. That is dedication, because there's a lot of dog shit if you're watching all that wrestling content. Some great feuds and some great matches, but like when you go into the weekly, week by week, episodic nature of it, some real crap in there. I was liberal with the fast forward. That's probably a good idea. I need to do a DS9 watch through. Have you ever watched it before? Because DS9 is just phenomenal. It's unbelievably good. I'm really into Red Dead Redemption 2. I know I've talked a little bit of shit about Red Dead Redemption 2, and when I didn't finish it the first time, whatever issues that I had with it before just have not really been impacting me and this playthrough. I really bought into it. I'm into the whole like gang. You're in this gang and you have to maintain the camp and like you're running these scams on people. I just got to the part of the game and when they go to Rhodes and you get in the middle of these two wealthy families with this like generational feud, and you're right in the middle of that. Man, it's so cool. I am really into it. I'm really fully into it. Yeah. Capture card. Why don't you capture this? Why don't you capture this knuckle sandwich? Would you rather your daughter date a Republican or someone from Dutch's gang? Definitely someone from Dutch's gang. I've been really, really enjoying it. And it's a beautiful game, too. It is nice sometimes just to be like riding your horse, you know, out in the countryside. You're just getting into adventures, you know? I love the random encounters and creepy stuff. I haven't seen the clan yet. I've heard rumors of seeing the clan, but I've never ran into the clan before. Looking forward to doing that. I actually just I have to redo a bunch of missions because I didn't manually save my progress, and I've been letting my son play a little bit, just like doing some stuff, and he's kind of a menace in there. I have to like really kind of, to keep with the cowboy horse analogy, I got to yank the reins on that sometimes because he's going out, he's causing all kinds of havoc. And he accidentally saved over I didn't manually save, and he saved over the autosave file, so I lost like a day's worth of progress, so I had to go back and redo some stuff. I gotta go redo the mission where you burn down the tobacco fields and a couple of other things. I know it's not for children, okay? But it's, as a parent, you have to make decisions about this kind of stuff. And you can use it for a little lesson as well about differentiating between the fictional world and the real world. And I tell him, like, you know, these violence in video games and movies is one thing, but in real life, violence is gross and scary and horrible. And if you go through life and you're a good person and you're kind and you treat people with respect, you can play a video game and have violence in the video game, but you can't, it's not, there's a difference between that and real life. So hopefully that's going to have some kind of impact, and he won't, you know, go and do a bunch of crazy shit. Anyway, I've been really, really liking Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm happy that I picked it back up. It's been nice getting, like, it's been like a year that I didn't have a PS4, and just like getting a new even without getting a PS5 or anything fancy, just getting a cheap refurbished PS4. I have so many games for it, and it's been really nice to have that again. U.S. Army runs an ad every 5 minutes on Twitch saying video game violence and real life violence are cool. Yeah. That's not so good. Anyway. I don't know. Like, definitely video games were different when I was a kid, but when I was really young, I was watching some extremely violent films. Like, I'm pretty sure younger than him. I was watching some crazy stuff on TV. Way worse than what he watches, you know? So, and look at me, totally normal. Totally normal. I'm totally fine. No weird issues or hang-ups over here. So record high temperature warning. I hate on Windows, I get these Bing notifications. Tomorrow's high may tie the record for June 19th. Oh, great. Cool. I get Bing notifications, and when I do click on them, they open up in Microsoft Edge, which is a funny name. New Netflix movie took 7 years and $320 million to make. The Electric State. I wonder if anyone will see this movie. Edge is Android Ash's favorite browser. Exactly. It's all of our favorite browsers. If you don't mind, folks, I'm just going to go grab some water and a little frozen treat. Don't mind me. Talk to the chair. With the best flavor. The best popsicle flavor, folks. It's not a creamsicle, it's just a regular popsicle.
You can count on me. You're going to have good old Rob to talk you through all this.
Perfect Speller, thanks for the gifted sub. Thank you. 2 alerts. Let's have 2 alerts. The terrorists hate us for our friendship triangles. We have to fight back by going out to the Twitch stores and buying gift slubs. That's right. I don't think you're allowed to simulate sex acts on stream. Will people get their mind out of the gutter? Can a grown man enjoy a little tasty frozen treat without being accused of simulating sex acts by the pervs and freaks in the chat and the community? Sorry. Real men have to bite the popsicle aggressively. Yeah. You just eat it. I'm sorry, Duke. I'm sorry for calling you out like that. Have you tried the tropical popsicle flavors? No, I have not. Give yourself a brain freeze to avoid being woke. Exactly. What are these tropical flavors? Those sound intriguing. That sounds very nice. Pineapple. People are... I really just wanted a frozen treat. I was not trying to do some extended bit or anything like that. I guess in retrospect, I don't know what I expected. Tropical is Caribbean fruit punch, tropical orange, and Hawaiian pineapple. That sounds really good. That sounds really, really good. I'm gonna have to go and have a look for those. I think popsicles for me are like kind of dangerous as a tasty little sweet treat because I think in my mind at balkanplayer.exe, hello, it's our favorite Romanian scammer is back. How are the scams going? This is the thing with popsicles, Jay. It's like I feel like in my mind popsicles are like neutral. They're like calorie neutral. You know what I mean? It's like I eat a popsicle and it's like that. This has no contribution to my weight or my health or anything. I could have 5 more. It's just a popsicle, whatever. Popsicles are like celery. You burn more calories than you consume. They're the Diet Coke of treats. Yeah, when really if you melted it, it would just be this big thing of like sugar water. But for some reason, when it's frozen like this, my brain doesn't comprehend that. It really is true that sometimes, especially on a warm night, I'll have a popsicle. Maybe I'm a little high. Frozen equals no calories. That's science. That's science. That's how that works. And you eat a popsicle, and it's like, you know what I could go for right now? Another popsicle. I could absolutely go for another popsicle. Good job, Balkan. That sounds like that's some good scamming. That's some good scamming. What do you think of my shirt? What's the verdict on the shirt, chat? Thank you, Balkan. It needs a cool pink or purple hat to compliment. I unfortunately don't have that. Just a plain old straw hat. You think I should get a purple fedora? Think I could pull that off? I think so too. Maybe what's the fedora with the flap at the back? One of those. Is that a camel flap or something? Starts carrying some dice around. Man, when it cuts to him sitting in the crowd, he goes, "What the hell? Fuck, that's funny. God damn, that's very funny." I wonder if I could be some kind of like a straw hat or maybe even cowboy hat guy. Would that be crazy? Is that like an outrageous like midlife crisis kind of move? You know, I don't know. You can't afford the supercar midlife crisis. That is definitely true. I'm not going to be getting like a Dodge Challenger from the 70s or something like that. The Viet Cong straw hat, that would be cool. That would be cool. I'm going to think about it. The one thing I will not be doing is wearing Jinkos. I will not be doing that. This is not St. Lotus. It's not an actual clip to a grime rap video, unfortunately. It's a funny little jape. It's a funny little jape that leads to a voter registration thing. It's not an actual Jeremy Corbyn grime video. BalkanPlayer.exe, you're really living up to the whole Balkan scammer ethos. Posted big eBay links in the chat. I see. Very cool. We wouldn't have it any other way. Oh boy. I'm wearing just like little navy blue shorts right now. I'm a little bit regretting not wearing the lime green. The lime green shorts that are even smaller than the ones that I'm currently wearing. I have a little bit of regret over that. Oh, anyway. I'm having a hard time deciding whether we want to like shift gears to like talk about serious business today or just like, is it just too hot to get into that? Should I just vibe out? Should protect us in chat by clicking that link on our behalf. I'm going to go ahead and click that link and throw in my credit card number and my social insurance number just to verify my identity. Lime green shorts, 5-inch inseam, straw hat, smoky eyes, popsicle post. That's it, Risk Inverse. This is how I win. What street did you grow up on? If we did go to, I don't know if I'm fully ready to commit to Margaritaville either. If we did, I might have to get my foot bath out though to get really get into it. I did see that, Old Dutch. Yeah, it's a youth self-immolated at a mosque during an Eid event in Winnipeg. Yeah, I mean, you see exactly why Aaron Bushnell did what he did, right? Because like that story couldn't be buried. It couldn't be buried because he streamed it and was very clear about what his intentions were and what his mentality was, and it forced people to talk about it. And you see, like, when more of these incidents happen, if it's not documented like that, the media just kind of colludes to not really talk about it that much, or nothing, not at all, if they can help it. I unfortunately I know what you're linking to, Kijiji. Kian Bexty has blocked me, but it is funny that they're freaking out about Maxime Bernier. You're telling me this guy wasn't the champion of the working man, Maxime Bernier? What? This is the first time hearing of this. And if they do talk about it, they couch it in mental health vagueness. And that's interesting. It's that they tried to do that with Aaron Bushnell as well. But having his video released out there kind of contradicts a lot of that. Like he's very cogent. He's not like on the verge of some kind of mental breakdown. It's hard to talk about, though. It's hard to talk about. There was that other incident as well of that kind of the guy that I think was kind of mentally disturbed a few weeks ago, who had this whole like conspiracy about like crypto and whatever else. Seemed like it was a case of someone being actually mentally disturbed and doing that. And I tried not to look at the video, and someone posted the video, and I just randomly saw it, and it was horrifying. It was absolutely horrifying. Thanks for sharing the GoFundMe, Kev. Completely forgot Bernier existed. Maxime Bernier is he's the man for his time and place. Fits right in there. I really thought this guy was one of us. I thought he was on our side. I thought he was on the side of the working man. It's really funny realizing that this monorail salesman was an obvious con artist, and then like losing your mind over it. I think that's pretty funny. This shirt is quite comfy. It's got a nice material for the summer. I'm pretty happy with this one, honestly. Should join him on his private getaway island. I would love to.
You can count on me. You're going to have good old Rob to talk you through all this.
I recently became aware that Maxime Bernier, leader of the People's Party of Canada, has purchased a membership to the TRRS Friendship Triangle.
Thank you, Cutman, for the 34 months. This is the first time hearing of this. This is the first time hearing of this. Obviously, I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate about the people that subscribe to the show and their political views. We may have disagreements, but this is one thing we can come together to agree on. That this is a special community that improves the lives of all who are affiliated with it. We may disagree, but I can't deny him his membership. That's right. Those are so jarring, those alerts. Duke, thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate it a lot. And in fact, Duke, I don't know, I don't want to tell you what to do, but you are a mere one gifted sub away from ascending to the elite tier of the Friendship Triangle system with a gift of 5 subs or above. Puts you right in the elite tier. Right now you're in the chaos zone. There's the base level, there's the chaos zone, and there's the elite tier. I don't want to rush you or anything. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know that it's within grasp. The brass ring is within grasp. Have you discussed the insane article in The Breach about the TPS and pro-Palestine protests? We haven't really talked about it. No, I did read it. I wonder if I should bring on Martin or someone from The Breach to talk about it. Because it is a crazy story. And you have the CEO of Indigo just able to call up the chief of police at any time. Or whatever the fuck the name of the top cop in Toronto is. And get people accused of doing criminal threatening and harassment for putting up posters in an Indigo store showing that she supports genocide. Protesting Indigo is anti-Semitic because the CEO is Jewish, Sweaty. That's it. And who cares if she does fund organizations that support IDF members who want volunteer to go and kill kids? Who cares? It's really about the religion is the most important thing. God, it's so preposterous. And Jesse Brown referring to it as a family-owned bookstore or whatever it was. Jesse, come on, sir. I wouldn't have known she was Jewish until she made a big stink about it. There's actually a number of people that I feel that way about. People who I've never once considered what their religion is. I don't care what someone's religion is. It's not something I think about. Jesse Brown is a good example. This whole oh, I'm the Jew that doesn't just fall in line or whatever it is he says, and claiming he's the victim of some kind of anti-Semitism or whatever. I had no fucking clue Jesse Brown was Jewish until he started freaking out about this. And I don't care. Or Michael Rappaport. I thought Michael Rappaport was like a Brooklyn. I don't know. You can be Jewish and from Brooklyn as well, obviously. I had no idea he was Jewish until he started freaking the fuck out and supporting genocide. I don't know. I don't think about. It's not something I think about. Yeah, I thought he was an Irish Brooklyn guy or something. It's not something I think about what religion someone is. I do not care. Be whatever religion you want. Makes no difference. If you're going to go out and support genocide and the murder of little kids, yeah, I'm against that. I'm not into that. I don't like that. Family-owned little local $633 million in assets bookstore, Indigo. That's right. I thought all these celebs are Scientologists. Yeah. Seriously. I don't know how this escapes people. If Israel was Buddhist or Christian, it would make absolutely no difference to my opposition. Yeah. I mean, it's just strange. The whole thing is just strange. I'm really against Israel mass murdering tens of thousands of people. Oh, so you just hate Jews? No. These are just actually two totally different things. These are two completely different things, actually. If it was Mormon, it would be cool. That would be the one acceptable time to do it. Mormonism is basically American Zionism. It's true. I mean, all religious stories are essentially made up, but in their defense, at least like Israeli Zionists have a link to like an actual like old text and old religion, you know? Mormons are just like, we made this shit up pretty recently, actually. We just kind of made this, we've made this stuff up quite recently. It's not really related to any like long ago text or anything like that.
Doing a genocide. You know, all of you are just falling for Hamas's trap, okay? This was all Hamas's secret evil plan this whole time, was to do October 7th, and that would get us so mad that we would go do a genocide, okay? This was all part of the plan. Step 1, do October 7th. Step 2, die from genocide. Step 3, everybody mad. And I've seen this kind of thing before. All right, this isn't new to me. My dad is a cop, and many times he has been forced to use violence on people who were clearly just asking for it, especially like my mom. This is what Hamas is making us do. We don't want to do this. They made us kill their women. They made us kill their children. They made us starve them. They made us go into the rubble of what was once a Palestinian girl's bedroom and make a TikTok of us wearing her lingerie. This is all part of their plan to make us look like we're weird. But we're not weird because we know it's them who is making us do it. That means that Hamas is the one who is currently doing a genocide on Palestinians. We have to stop them. And the only way to stop Hamas from doing a genocide of the Palestinians is for us to do a genocide of Hamas, who are most of the Palestinians. And I know some of you are
he was
thinking,
on
well,
recently, Risk
doesn't
Inverse.
that mean that you want to stop doing a genocide against the Palestinians? No, it needs to happen for safety of all of the Jews. What I want to happen is for people to stop saying that we're doing it. And if you insist on talking about it, just remember that it's Hamas's fault. I've told my mom this a bunch of times and she never listens to me. And guess what? She's still getting hit in the face every day. So who's really the bad guy? My dad? I don't think so.
Oh my. If only this weren't real things people say he's reciting. He was just exaggerating for effect. That's like what's funny about his videos that I find like is because in the first 30 seconds he's just making arguments that like people have been saying like openly, unironically every single day, and then he slowly ramps up the ridiculousness of it. But these are all like this is what the position of the United States government is. Like as ridiculous as it is, this is the position of the United States government. It's Hamas's fault. It's Hamas's fault that this is happening. You know, like this is what we talked about yesterday when we talked about this potential peace plan. Peace plan. The United States government, they're arming and funding Israel. They're giving them the bombs that they're using to do the genocide. And then they're like, Israel's generously offering this peace plan that involves Hamas unilaterally surrendering and disarming. And Hamas is not going to be allowed to have any kind of say in anything that happens in the future, or any kind of say in like the governance in Palestine. And it's just like, why are you so, like, what? How is America? How does America have any credibility to lecture anybody or dictate these kinds of terms to anybody? It's insane. As ridiculous as that Matt Lee video is, that's basically the official stance of the U.S. government. Can you get a link to the video? Yes, I just turned it off. Oh, Kijiji's got it. Okay. Oh. I should get like a paper towel or something because this is like my water pitcher is sweating right now. Oh, that's nice. Making it rain out here. That's right. Israeli politicians calling Israelis Hamas. That's the ultimate Hamas's ultimate plan. Not even Israelis are safe from being caught in Hamas's web of disinformation. One sec, folks. Just talk to the chair. This one looks really good with the sleeves. The sleeves rolled up like this. And the sleeves are staying. I like this shirt. I wasn't sure about it. The material is nice. I like the look of it. It fits pretty good. I'm pretty into this shirt. Maybe I should I get some more Instagram shirts? That would be crazy, wouldn't it? That would be crazy to get more Instagram shirts, right? Like, that would be wild. That would be a wild thing to do. Did I miss the basketball portion of the stream? You missed the basketball portion and then a brief revisiting of the basketball. Get more shirts, says Mistress of Insanity, always encouraging me with this stuff. Can I admit something to you, chat? I am really tired. I don't know why. Like, I don't think I slept that bad last night. I guess I got to bed a little bit late. I'm really tired though, and the heat and the humidity is really tuckering me out. That energy drink did nothing. Nothing. Linen is nice for summer clothes. I think one of my new shirts is like a linen material, which is very nice. I will remind people, if you can, to please subscribe to the stream, if possible. I'm kind of considering cutting this one a little bit short, honestly, because as much as I would love to do this entire show, and 2 rains make it right. I only had one though in the fridge. I don't have another one. Oh, thank you, Risk Inverse. It's probably the heat. It's weird because I don't feel that bad right now. I got my fan going. I've got my cold water and my treats, I feel pretty comfortable, but I'm just like, I have very low energy. Very, very low energy. Thanks again, Risk Inverse. So I'm kind of considering just like calling this one a little early. I've got to do a podcast later tonight, and I have to organize that, and I've been neglecting to organize it, so I'm kind of considering ducking out a little bit earlier. Even though I do love doing the stream, I should stick around and try and make the number go up to the good number. I should do that, but I'm starting to really strongly consider doing a little early exit today. What do we think about that? I think I definitely do need a nap. More likely what I would do is play Red Dead Redemption 2, but a nap would be nice in my shady room with the fan. This week is going to suck so much because of the heat wave. Like, Canada should never be 45 degrees. Yeah, it's like with the humidity. That's the ultimate like 40-year-old guy thing as well. It's not the heat, it's the humidity. That's what'll get you. Why not stream RDR2? I'll figure out the capture card thing. I don't think I can figure it out right now. I'll try to figure that out for later. But if you can, folks, again, I should stick around and make this little number go up. I don't know if I'm going to do a full stream. The more I think about it, the more I think I might not do that. Wet bulb temps are no joke. Yeah, with the humidity, it's going up into the 40s. 40 degrees Celsius area, which is a lot. And again, I don't have AC. I do not have AC. This is going to be the real test this week to see whether I can survive in this apartment without AC. If I can make it through this week, then I think I can make it through the summer. Thank you, St. Lotus, for the 45 bits. I appreciate it. Get burned out on the goon talk from earlier. Sometimes it takes a lot out of me. The goon talk takes a lot out of me, I'm not going to lie. One sec. My apartment doesn't have AC either, but it also doesn't have opening windows. So this place becomes a fucking sauna. Okay, that's probably not acceptable, Serafina. That is probably not acceptable. Because that's the thing. I don't have AC, but I got a little bit of a wind tunnel. I got multiple fans. I got icy water. sweet treats. We're going to see if I can make it through. We're going to see if I can raw dog the humidity. I got blackout curtains. They help a bit along with the window tint. Yeah, I have like a divider. I put that up in front of the big window here. My shades are down. So far I feel okay, but I just, like I said, I have very low energy. What about getting a portable AC? I just don't know how it works. My windows, like, they don't open up. They open by like this, like in and out. They're not good windows for installing any kind of AC unit. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I might be okay. I might be alright. Serafina, what kind of apartment are you living in that can't open the windows? What is with that? You gotta be able to open your windows. That's no good. I have a patio door but no screen. Serafina, we gotta get you in a better situation here. This sounds real bad. This sounds real bad. Yeah, Spooky, this has helped me a lot too. The blackout curtains in my room. Again, I got my divider up, blocking the heat from the sun from coming in. Portacool evaporative coolers. Oh yeah, no problem. Just like a big gigantic jet engine thing. No problem. How much is this bad boy? Only $3,000? Damn. That's a steal. That's the cheapest one. The biggest one is $5,000. I think you should do that, Serafina. I think you should fully use that to your advantage and demand to your landlord that you be allowed to punch a hole in the window. I agree with that. An all hands on deck situation for Friendship Triangle member Serafina. Although I'm seeing unsubbed. I'm seeing our friend Serafina as unsubbed, and perhaps a kindly sub gifter might generously agree to bring Serafina into the comforting shade of the Friendship Triangle. And once again, if there's anyone else that would like to support this program, the more I think about it, the more I'm really thinking about just...
You can count on me. You're going to have good old Rob to
calling it pretty soon. I would really love to stick around and get to the sub goal. Next week, I'm going to be gone a lot, so it's like I should do full streams and try to get to the goal and all that stuff, but like I don't know if I have it in me today. I just don't know. And thank you, Crystal, for gifting a sub. And are there any other fine folks that would like to support this program? I'm at 70. We're going on 2 hours still. It's not like it was a nothing stream. It's not like it was a nothing stream. But is there any other fine individuals that would like to support this program? Remember, folks, the only way that I am able to do this show each and every day is if the little number at the bottom of the screen does go up. I really do appreciate the extreme generosity of this community that allows me to keep doing this show. It means a lot, especially from Diego, who's I keep telling not to sub anymore. Like, I don't know if people think I'm doing like a bit or something. I've literally said multiple times to Diego now to stop gifting subs, and this man will not listen to me. But Diego, thank you. Believe me, I do appreciate the support. Please take care of yourself, though. You know, this goes out to everyone in the chat. I believe me, I appreciate the support. I appreciate the fact that people support this program. Take care of yourself first, though. Okay? Diego holds up 94% of the sky. Well, I would say Diego holds up 49% of the sky. The rest of chat is the 1% of the sky, and then women everywhere are the other 50%. I'm a disabled man in my 40s. What else should I spend my Scandi bucks on? Interesting that Rob thinks 99% of chat is held up by a man. Well, if you had paid attention to what I said 49% is Diego, 1% is the other male members of the chat, and 50% is just women in this community and elsewhere. All women. Scott Steiner math.
We simply
This is why it spells disaster for you. Sacrifice.
Size of the account.
They say a rising little number at the bottom of the screen lifts all chatters.
That's very true, Joe. Thank you, Joe, for the 200 bits. I do appreciate it. Women beholden skies. Very true. Very, very true, folks. I'm happy hanging out in the unfinished subterranean chamber under the Friendship Triangle. You don't even want to know what goes on down there, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Oh boy. Oh boy. The lair, that's right, the lair, as it's known. The lair part of the Friendship Triangle compound. The nerve center. More like Nerd Center. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I gotta go, folks. I'm tired. I don't think I can do this for another like hour and a half. I'm at 1:45. I'm gonna make it to 2 hours today, okay? I'm gonna do a full 2-hour stream. We're hanging out. We've had some good discussion, good discourse, good riffing, good hangouts. I'm too low energy though, so I'm gonna leave in 14 minutes. I'm gonna call out a little bit earlier. So I will just keep up the call to action. I am at 8 out of 35 subs. Obviously, it's going to be a shorter stream, so I'm not expecting to get to the sub goal. It would be nice, honestly. It would be nice. But maybe we could get halfway. We could get halfway to the goal. That's doable. That's 10 more subs. It's 10 subs to get halfway to the goal, which I think is a pretty acceptable number for a 2-hour stream. The Foreign Affairs Minister for Israel, Israel Katz, just tweeted, Nasrallah is bragging today that he photographed the Haifa ports, which are operated by huge international companies from China and India, and is threatening to damage them. We're getting very close to the moment of deciding on changing the rules of the game against Hezbollah and Lebanon. In an all-out war, Hezbollah will be destroyed and Lebanon will be severely beaten. I mean, the thing is that I completely disagree that it's actually Israel's future that is at stake there. And, you know, the possibility of this war expanding and them going into Lebanon. I think they've been planning to invade Lebanon for a while now. Like, I think there's some strong appetite for that with the Israeli, like, military establishment and ruling class. All this shit about photographing whatever is just window dressing for that. But, like, they can't even defeat Hamas. They can't defeat Hamas. All they know how to do is bomb hospitals and schools and kill civilians and little kids. They think they're going to go into Lebanon and invade Lebanon and defeat Hezbollah as well, who have used barely any of their actual weapon reserves. Like, really? I think that's fucking delusional. Settlers in the north are basically ready to break free of Israeli society. It's lose-lose for Israel. Like, yeah, that's like that area is going to be lost to them. They lost to Hezbollah before and they're way stronger now. So that's what it's like. The idea of this war expanding is really scary, but like, if that is what happens, I think that's going to hasten up the demise of this genocidal apartheid ethno-state. How strong is the morale among Israeli soldiers even at this point? What with them having fought the Al-Qassam Brigade for months on end and taking some losses. Yeah, and we're seeing all kinds of news stories as well about like the PTSD sufferers of the IDF. I can't imagine their morale is that great. They haven't even held any of this like territory that they've taken. So I don't know. I don't want to sit here from my comfortable perch here in Montreal and cheer this war on to continue. It's going to be a disaster if they do try to invade southern Lebanon. But if they do go through with that, I think that's a suicide mission for Israel. You should be drinking a cocktail. I know I should be drinking a cocktail. I'm just drinking some ice cold water. Would you smoke the David Cronenberg pack? Oh, man. I would try it. I would try it. A lot of Lebanese people will be hurt if that happens. Absolutely. And that's why I always find it a little bit gross when people, even if they have good intentions, especially people in the West who are not really materially impacted by this, I always feel a little bit gross when people are like encouraging this and like cheering it on. I feel the same way about Ukraine as well, right? People, Westerners cheering on wars because they think they support the just side of it that like actual human beings are being caught up in. I find that kind of like messed up. So that's it. I don't want to sit there and cheer it on or like encourage that, but I do think that if they do go ahead with that, and it's been there, I feel like it's been their plan for a while. That is only going to hasten the end of this nightmare, and I think they will get wrecked. Sitting here with this faded Ukrainian sticker on my skateboard. Yeah. I mean, that's something I've talked about a lot over the last 2 years, right? The Ukraine supporters. I support Ukraine so much that I'm just encouraging this like endless US proxy war. in which hundreds of thousands of people die. That's how much I support Ukraine, you know? I find that really gross. I support Ukraine. That's why I want U.S. forever wars. It's funny because I've been tweeting about this lately, Duke, and I had someone in my mentions being like, Western leftists like convincing themselves to support this like Russian oligarch is such an own goal to me. And it's like, I think the ultimate own goal is being a Western leftist and supporting an obvious U.S. proxy war. I think it's mutually exclusive to be a leftist and to support NATO ever, under any circumstances. Just under any circumstances, you're backing any kind of, like, even rhetorically, backing a U.S. NATO proxy war. It's in calling yourself a leftist or whatever you want to call yourself is completely incompatible. You got to stand with the Ukrainian left. All these Ukrainian anarchists are out there fighting alongside Azov battalion with NATO weapons. No, I don't think I will. No, I don't think I will, actually. Sorry. This is what I talk about. I mean, I talk about this often. You know, the never trust the imperialist thing. It's just easy. People get so twisted up in these conversations. And when these stories when these things happen, people get so fucking twisted up inside. It's like, it's not easy to figure this out. It's not easy to figure this shit out. Look at what side the Western imperialists are backing, and you just don't support it. And when the news media says, you must support this because this one guy is really bad, just say, no thank you. You know, it's actually not hard. It's way less complicated than people make it out to be. I love how they think we still support Putin after all this. Even our dislike of Putin is support of Putin to them. I mean, these people, it never get, like, Putin was their guy. You know, if you don't like Putin, don't create the conditions that put Putin in power in the first place. There, I fixed your problem for you. If you're so against Putin, maybe you should, like, look inward. Look in a fucking mirror. How did this guy get there? Did we contribute to that in any way? Oh, what a mystery. I wonder. I wonder, where did this guy come from? Oh, but the thing is, though, he used to be a Western guy. He was our guy in Russia, and we've kind of lost control. And now he's forming this, like, alliance with all our enemies. That sounds like a you problem to me. I don't know. Like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do about that? This is a situation that you guys created. You created this guy. You got him put in power. And then you were still belligerent enough that you pushed him into the arms of your enemies. And your own belligerence created this, like, now anti-Western alliance that you're complaining about. Like, this is your fault. You did this. Don't blame me for not supporting your proxy wars. You know? This is not my problem. They offered to, we've talked about it so much, but it bears repeating. They offered to work under NATO several times, were rejected. Seems to me if they wanted Russia under control, they refused to. They had, like, they could have had that, you know? But because the anti-Russian thing goes deeper than just, like, about the Cold War, you know? They just had to still keep antagonizing and pushing Russia and encircling Russia, turning all these former allies into NATO military bases right on their border, and then they fucking whine and complain when this guy starts reacting materially to like start chipping away at this kind of Western hegemony. This sounds like your problem to me. This is not my problem. I wonder if humiliating this superpower will have long-term consequences. I wonder. Well, again, folks, I'm going to get going soon. I'm going to get going in about 2 minutes. Again, it would be tremendous to get halfway to the sub goal in 2 hours, you know? To get halfway there, that would be nice. I feel like that's totally reasonable and doable for a 2-hour stream. What do you think, chat? Do you think that's reasonable and doable to get halfway to the sub goal for a 2-hour stream? Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa. Living on a prayer. So once again, folks, if you can, please do support the work that I do here on twitch.tv. 10 more subs is going to get me halfway to the goal. And then I can go relax a little bit. I got more parenting to do. 50-50 chance you get the VJ alert if you give 10 subs. And I like those odds personally. I like those odds. My destiny is to be obliterated by the Dongfeng missile some Indonesian manifested onto the beaten onion slop-eating Estonians because their countries are tiny and clustered together. What a way to go, though. What a way to go. You know? So still no takers on the call to action, eh, Chad? Still just no takers whatsoever on the call to action. I gotta go in a few minutes. I would really rather... It's okay, Duke. You know, I get it. Not everyone can contribute. That's fine. I completely get it. It's totally okay.
You can count on me. You're going to have good old Rob to talk you through all this.
Not everyone can contribute financially, and that is totally all right. Believe me. As much as I do try to, shame people into supporting this program, completely do understand that it's not always possible. The generous benefactor is not in attendance today. I guess not. Anon, though. Very generous Anon. Thank you, Anon, for the gifted sub. I'm on Twitch in the middle of the day. My pockets are empty. Well, you never know, because a lot of people watch this show in the middle of the day from their place of business, so we get a lot of time theft soldiers in this community. We love our TRRS times time theft soldiers. If I wasn't enjoying TRRS, I'd be listening to Sam Seder. Well, I'm happy you came through in that raid the other day, Duke. It's always really exciting when I see new folks come into the community and get what I'm laying down here. Some of us are time theft soldiers who work in HR. Oh, that rocks, Gus. That rocks. Maybe if you shamed more acutely. I do enjoy the abuse more than the needling. Okay. Chat, I'm at 9 out of 35 subs for the day. All I'm asking is for a measly more 8 to 9 subs. Is that asking so much? It's absolutely pathetic that people are watching this show and just taking everything for granted that I do. Oh, I'm just taking time out of my day. It's 35 degrees in Canada. I'm taking time out of my day to try and entertain people and inform people and have a community and bring people together. And when it comes time to support the show, I can't. Sorry. Sorry, I'll just slop it up for free. I'll just I'm going to take your life. I'm going to take your time. I'm going to take your energy. And I just want it all for free. I don't want to give anything. I don't want to support it. I don't want to give anything in return. I just want to take. Is that right, chat? Thank you, Joe, for the gifted sub. Thank you. It's honestly, I find it hard. I find it hard to do. It's hard for me to keep that up. I just think of someone like Joe's a sub confirmed. Chat always takes and never gives. I always think about someone just coming in and like for the first time and saying, be like, whoa, Jesus. Oh, it's too much to ask. It's too much to ask for a few bucks that you could lose in your couch cushions and you wouldn't miss it. You're probably going out and buying $8 coffees in the morning, the mocha frappuccino bullshit. But then you're going to go and tune into a program where someone's on screen entertaining and informing me and creating a community. Oh, all of a sudden, whoa, I just can't. Oh, I'm afraid I can't support that. That's you. That's you, chat. I see how it is.
You can count on me. You're going to have good old Rob to talk you through all this.
How you doing, Mr. Ross Perot? Thank you, Siparusk. Siparusk, I gotta say, I don't want to call you out, okay? I have nothing to do with this. And thank you, Dr. Maggot, for the gifted sub. Siparusk, in the Discord server, you're operating up here. We need to bring you down to about here, okay? The Discord is a place where people like to hang out and have a community and chat cordially with one another and in a respectful way. You're taking things way up here right off the bat. You're coming in hot. You're coming in real hot. We need you to dial it down a little bit. We need you to dial it down a little bit. It's a community of people. We're all pals. We're all friends. Let's just chill. Let's take a little bit of a chill pill. I don't mean to be mean. This is not anything to do with me. It's just some chatter that I have noticed that I'm going to relay. Love the passion. We love the passion. That's okay, Siparusk. That's all right. Let's just dial it down. Remember, in the Discord server especially, we're all friends here. We're all friends here. Eat a couple of jalapeno peppers. I'm struggling this week. I think the high pressure is fucking my back up and I'm still boiling in this room. I'm sorry to hear that, Sean. I was just about to do a bit where I was pretending that we were talking about you, and now that you showed up, I was leaving, but I feel like that would be mean to do, and I'm not going to do it. It's just because I'm sleepy. It's tired, and I just don't really feel like streaming for the next hour and a half. Was this about squibs? Yes, there was some squib discourse, and it got a little out of hand. Passions were high. Passions were very high in the squibs course. Anyway, so yeah, sorry for the shorter stream, folks. Thanks for tuning in today. Mediated self, total recall. Absolutely. I completely agree. Verhoeven is the squib master. This squib lover infighting needs to stop. You gotta stop these cruel squib games. I will try to be back tomorrow for a full-length stream. It's gonna be even hotter tomorrow. It is going to be even hotter. Thanks for the stream, Rob. Those few minutes I saw where you were yelling at chat seemed good. Good. I'm glad you liked that, Sean. Really, I would like to get up to the last 7 subs before I go, but I'm going to stop yelling at people. It's just not natural, you know? I know some Twitch streamers are able to go down that path. It's just not natural for me. I can't do it. It's just contrary to my whole way of doing things. The heat brings out the monster. That's right. I will try to figure out this whole capture card thing so I can stream Red Dead. There is still time, by the way, for 7 more subs to come in. There is still time. Don't make me yell at you again. Just one more yell. Well, I'm leaving now, chat. I'm leaving because of you. I'm leaving because of you. You've driven me away by being rude and selfish. You selfishly just take from me. And I get nothing in return. Nothing but disrespect, jokes, japes, and a paltry amount of subs. I'm humiliated. I'm leaving and I'm humiliated. And I hope you're happy. I hope that makes you feel good. We did it. I hope that makes you feel good. Good luck facing your family. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to tell my son when he comes over later after school. And I have to tell him that I can't afford food to give to him. I don't know what I'm going to tell him. But hey, that's not your problem, is it, chat? That's not your problem. Because I just go away, the phone screen turns off, and then you move on to the next person. You're like a fucking vampire. You move on to the next person.